Howdy. So I'm back with another scan tool repair here. This one is a Tech 2, and it's been reported that the DC to DC converter has gone bad in there. So I don't think we have to really do any kind of diagnostics. We're just going to kind of replace that. So this should be pretty straightforward. But let's go ahead and see if it powers up. Maybe it's intermittent failure, I'm not sure. Okay, but it did get power. And I see it come on by itself. Okay. And actually the power button's not working. So I feel like the converter has already been replaced because if this is a OEM unit, the OEM converters have a control pin, whereas the replacements, if you buy authentic replacements, the ones that I get don't typically have that control signal. And that means, the power button doesn't work. So that's kind of weird. They didn't mention anything about that. So we'll have to kind of see what we see when we get into it. Now, I do have different type of converters. So this is an authentic OEM part, and that's why it's missing the control signal. Whereas these are some things I found on AliExpress, and these ones actually have the control pin, but I have no idea how reliable these are. And truthfully, I didn't buy it for this because I have this one that I'm going to use for this repair. But I bought these because I want to open it and I want to look at the circuit inside. So that might come on a different video. But today we're going to get in there and replace this. But anyway, these things are kind of a pain to work on. First thing we want to do is get this card out. Set that to the side. Then we have 6 screws here. I believe it's a T15, so we're going to go ahead and get those out. It might even be a T20, but my T15 is working. So we're going to stick with it. And you know what? I was wrong. It's got a warranty sticker here that hasn't been popped off, so maybe it's never been worked on. That's kind of odd then why the power button wasn't working. Not sure. Or maybe somebody just got the sticker off like this and put it back. That is a big possibility. Yeah, that screw wasn't even screwed down. So yeah, it's definitely been into before. Just gonna try to slowly get this up. You know what? This piece comes out. Let's go ahead and take this piece out too. This is the VCI module. We don't need to do anything with that I'm aware of. The biggest issue with these is this door, because they have those springs, so that's probably going to fly everywhere. Wow, that doesn't want to come apart there. Okay. There we go. For some reason, this was stuck a little bit. Alright, so there is one of the springs. You make sure you don't want to lose those. There's the other one for the door. Okay, and the rest of this we don't quite have to worry about. But this is our converter, and as you can see, somebody has already replaced this one once. So I'm not sure what issue the customer was having. I might contact them to see if I can verify the issue was just a DC to DC converter. And if it is, and I'm kind of surprised because I don't remember these going too bad. Let's get these ribbon cables out of there. These ones are soldered in. This one is not for the backlight, but if we're just replacing this and don't really need to remove that, we can, flip it over now. But let me check with my customer here, and then maybe we'll pick this back up. All right, so I read my customer's messages, and they said that it didn't power up, and that it sometimes it would power up and then cut off. So I'm gonna put this back in and see. Let me remember how this thing got to go back. So there we go. Let me try to power it again and see if I have it fail at all, because the first time it, y'all saw it didn't fail at all. It come right on. So we're gonna try again. Okay. And this time, this time there's no power. Oh, no, there it comes. They come on. I don't see. Oh, maybe because I don't have the card in there, I don't see the lights on. But yeah, I mean, it come on again. Now, I don't have the proper size barrel plug there to check that. But I want to open this up. Man, what size is that? Oh, it's a Phillips. Usually, when that problem is reported to me that they don't cut on, it's almost always the DC to DC converter, which is this part that we plan to replace. And it's weird because almost every time I have them come into the shop, because I repair these once in a while, every time they come in, they always power up for me. But what my customers say is always the same. My customers always say that it doesn't power on for them, or that it powers on and cuts off. So, always hear the same type of thing. Now, this is something, so it's good that we looked in here. So actually, it might not be an issue with the DC converter, because if we look here in the camera, well, I'm wrong. Let me show you what I saw. So at first sight, I saw what looked like a bunch of rust and I thought I saw a broken contact, but actually I think this is just flux now. So maybe this is not a big deal. Yeah, it's just flux. So no, that's fine. All this is fine. It's not liquid damage like I thought. So that's okay. I was gonna say maybe they've been plugging in with the barrel port instead of rely on the OBD, and I think that this is okay. Most people will just power on with OBD, and you could trace out the VCI if you wanted to, and if replacing the DC to DC converter doesn't work, then it will probably be the VCI next. But as for right now, I don't think we're going to go dig through the VCI. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back together. So it probably is a DC to DC converter. And what I was saying before is usually they always come into me and I hear the same symptoms. It doesn't power on, or it powers on and cuts off randomly. And every time it comes to me, they work perfect and I can't find any issue. And I have to tell my customer, I have to say, look, man, it's working for me. I said it, I can't find any problem. But if you want, I will replace the DC to DC converter anyway, since that's what, you originally wanted me to do. And then I'll send them back and I'll get reports back, say, hey man, it works perfect now. So I don't know. I think, being here on the bench, I can't constantly check it. And also I'm giving it a stable voltage. Like, you know what? Maybe I should try to give it a less stable voltage. Maybe I should try to run the voltage down to 12, or, maybe a little bit lower than 12. Maybe the DC to DC converter is failing at lower, closer to car, supply. I'm not sure. So let me run this down. Let's just go to 12. Okay, so I'm gonna plug it in. And yeah, see, like right now it's not coming on. And I do have the VCI in place, so yeah, maybe that's what it is. I solved a age-old problem that I have there. Now I've turned the voltage back up to 14. Let's see if it comes on. Well, you know what? I don't see it coming on at all. So that's perfect. Now we have seen it fail. Unless I'm just doing something wrong, which I don't think. All right. Oh, it just cut on, I think. Nope. Nope. All right. So let's go ahead and get this converter replaced. And like I said, we shouldn't have to take apart a bunch of this stuff. Maybe just take this one apart. This little backlight power there. And we're going to be easy with this ribbon cable because I don't want to break anything. And like I said, I don't want to desolder it. It doesn't have where you can remove it. You have to actually desolder it. Okay, so let's take a look at our converter solder joints here. Make sure they were all good. Let me switch to show you guys the microscope here. I'm not sure where to put it to get it out of the way. Maybe like this would be fine. Maybe I should put this more like this. Put this one down here. How about that? And so here is one of the solder joints. Let's see, we have one here, here, and here. We have one here and here, which all look good, so shouldn't be a soldering joint problem. Let's go ahead and try to get this removed though. And again, I'm going to replace it with the same one, the authentic part. I would love to try those knockoff ones that have the control switch, but I haven't taken them apart yet, and I don't want to keep this gentleman waiting for his tool any longer than I have to, because I'm already kind of late on it. Alright, so let's see if I got anything loose yet. Probably get some solder wick here might help. It looks like they had removed those capacitors to do this. Might have to get a smaller soldering iron there. That one was kind of big and I don't want to damage it. Let's see if this one works. This one might be too small. Yeah, I think this one's too small. Go from too big to too small. Let me see if that is enough to get it off of there. They have it taped too. I don't know how much the tape would actually hold it, but no, still not released yet. Okay. A little bit more there. Let me see if that was enough to pull it away a little bit. I really don't want to let go. There it goes. All right there. So there is our old one. Okay, let's get our brand new one here. Go straighten these pins out. And you know what? I think they sent me the wrong one. No. Oh look, this part does have the control. Man, I could never find these that have it. So this one is different. This one is I have a Sika 10A 15. This is a Sika 10A 05VT. And this one, the input is actually better than my input. This one is 7 to 24 volt. And our output is 5 volt to 2 amp. My output, man, they done sent me the wrong damn part. Look, good thing we looked at this before I put it in. This one, the damn output is 15 volt. And I don't really care about the current at this point, because if I was to put this 15 volt one in there, it would have fried this board, because this is this is supposed to be the 5 volt converter. So, man, that's crazy. I'm really glad that we just caught that. So I got that from DigiKey. I'm not sure why they sent me the wrong part, but I will take that up with them. So now I guess we have no choice but to use this guy. I'm glad that I had both come in stock, because that just come yesterday. Man, ain't that something? Now, let me see if this fits or if I need to clean it. Nope, fit perfect. And you see this one has the extra pin. So this one is missing the pin. So usually this is the part that I have and the part that I order, and you can see it's missing It's missing pin in the middle here, which is on right there. And that's the control pin. So that tells it to turn on and off. And that's how you can have the, the power button work. Whereas these replacements, the Meanwell ones, don't have the control, and you can't make the on-off button work. It just turns on when you plug it in, turns off when you unplug it, right? But man, I really would have liked to experiment with these before I used it, but let's go ahead and put it in. This one, it has an input of 9 to 18 volts, which is a little bit lower than the Meanwell one. And it has an output of 5 volts, 2 amps for the Meanwell, and this replacement, it claims it's 5 volts and 3 amps. But, I don't know. Like I said, I saw these, and it's the first time I've seen them, so I ordered it, and I wanted to experiment with it. And I guess we're going to experiment with it right now. And yes, before you ask, if I blow this up, I have replacement boards for it, so I'm putting a lot of my faith in the part here that it will be fine. Because I don't want to replace the board if I don't have to. Alright, so that is in there. I guess we could... Does it go? It goes this way. Alright, yeah, it goes that way. Let's see if we can turn it on like this. Oh, I can't turn it on like that because now we have the power button, so I have to plug this in. I guess we just go ahead and hook everything back up. Backlight and all. Okay, so I'm going to plug this ribbon cable back in. This one just slides in. Same with this one, it just slides in. Just make sure you get it in the right spot. Okay, that's in. Let me do this backlighting. Kept missing. Alrighty, everything is back into place. Okay, that's back. Now let's plug it in. Now this shouldn't turn on by itself because now that we have this control button, we should have to turn it on. And there we go, turned on perfectly. Okay, so let's power it off. I'm gonna put this card in because I think we can go through and maybe do some diagnostics. See if it tells us anything before I put it back together, because I really don't want to put that door. I don't want to fight with and put that door back on and then have to end up taking it apart again for some unknown reason. I guess I can cut the microscope off. Okay, so we're going to hit enter. Let's see if we can see some tool options here. Let's see, let's just do a self-test here. I don't have the loop back, so I don't know if how much it will do. Let's do automotive main PCB first. Press this key F0. Okay, so it's just checking all the keys. Shift and F0. Soft key 1, which is this one, I think. Is that not soft key 1? What's soft key 1? This one? Don't know what soft key 1 is. I thought it was this one. Turn shift key on. Oh, I had the shift key on. See that? So now soft key 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now I hit the yes, hit the no, cursor down, cursor up, cursor left, cursor right, and we hit the enter and the exit. Uh-oh. Oh man, I messed that up. Let's abort and do F9. And it seems like everything is working fine. So yeah, so the RAM and the ROM pass. We're missing the loopback. The keypad we just tested, and that was, no problem there. Display, sound transducer, real-time clock, and the card is in the slot too. So that was all perfect. Now let's do the automated VCI. Yeah, I think everything's okay. I don't have the loopback in there, so it's hard to tell anything. But mainly I just wanted to check the main board. And there's the power button working again. Back on. I think that is it. I think this is going to be fixed. I think we're going to call it fixed. And I'm going to put it back together, and then I'll test it several more times to be sure. Last thing, I just want to check this battery. See if I can sneak in there like this. And that battery is good, 3.2 volts, so we're not going to mess with that. We're just going to try to get it back together. And let me see if I can remember how this goes. I know it's a pain. I'm not sure if I remember. So it's like this. Okay, I think that's not right. It's got to go like this. Alright, so that's that. And this thing, this little guy here, does it go like that? Okay, so there's a little hole in this, and this piece goes here, and it goes in this little hole. The little spring has a little 90 that goes into that hole. Let's see if this one don't fit on this side. Let me try this other one. Yeah. Alright, so that one fit, and then we got to pull it back like this, and the spring sits on there just like that. See that? There's a little hole for the 90, and there's a little slot for this, like, little bend in the longer part. I'm not quite sure how to describe it, but we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to put the 90 in the hole, then we're going to take this guy, bring him back into this little V, and then this sits, and the tricky part is getting the two back together. So this one you're going to sit here like this, and now this one, those metal prongs here, they have to come on each side of this PCB right there. Let's take this out. Right here, you see these little notches? That's what it has to, it has to sit just right with those. And usually when you try to push it all together, it doesn't like it too much. You know what, let me see if that will work like that. I take the VCI out of there too. Just less stuff in there, the better. Let's see if I can do it like this without it falling out. See, it just fell. This one's not quite as bad as the ones I've done before because the spring is actually staying in place pretty good. And as soon as I said that, the spring come off. Maybe there's a trick to these and I just don't know it. I'm gonna try this side first. Just like that. Doesn't seem like it wants to fit in that little groove. Maybe most people just have it sit on that plastic. But I'm pretty sure I remember that it's supposed to go in that little PCB notch. Just like that. Let's just go with that. Let's see what happens. And see, it doesn't work. So something broke on there that didn't do right. So we're gonna try it again. Pretty sure I have to put it in there first, or and I know I have to put the straps back too, but I usually like to do this door first, and then I like to kind of just come back and get the straps in there after. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that just like that. Okay, and maybe I'll put a little pressure there, try to hold it, and then we'll try to do it like the. Oh, it fell. Alright, so we got that in there now. So I want to drop a couple of screws here. Because I don't want to have to do that again. And I'm not going to tighten them, I'm just going to hopefully make it where it won't come apart. Now we're going to get this guy in here. And you know, you can do this first if you want, but I usually like to just come back because the less stuff I have to mess with trying to get that door on there, the better. Alright, now we're just going to put everything back, just like this, just like that, and we're going to tighten everything. But let me go ahead and just tighten everything else up for now. And we have our void sticker here. So look, warranty removed, void removed, and there it is, still there. So I guess we're okay there. There's one for the VCI that I did put somewhere. There it is. Okay, that's all good. Let's see if this goes back in like normal. Does, locked in. Let's go ahead and put the card back in. There we go. Alright, now we're going to try again to power it up. And hope everything works. There we go. Okay, let's power it down. Let's, I'm gonna turn my voltage down to 12 because I had it at 14. And let's see. Come on, let's cut it back off. Cut it on, cut it back off. Everything looked good. All right, perfect. I think we're pretty much done here. I'm gonna try to fix this loose screw here, but I don't think that's very important for the video because that shouldn't happen too much. But all right, so that is it. Hopefully that will help some of you guys out there if you ever want to try to take that job on yourself. If not, you're welcome to send it to me. I don't mind doing them at all. And I will make sure I do a little bit better testing with these just to make sure everything is good. But I think it's okay. I think it's okay. It seems like it's working good so far. We just have to see how well it lasts. So I'm going to make sure this guy knows he's got a good warranty if anything happens. And, you know, make sure I take care of him since kind of was forced to do it this time. And I'll have to complain to DigiKey there for sending me the wrong part. But anyway, I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.